Hi everyone, it's time to do Mixed Media Morsels Snack Bag Book number 8 for August. I apologize for this video being put out a little bit later than usual. I've been a little bit under the weather, but I'm feeling much better now, so I want to go ahead and get this out. I've already prepared my page for today. Well, I started preparing it. Let me take this out. I just put a black sheet on top of the bag to be the base of what I'm going to create today. This black is a piece of a stencil packaging, so I just want to point that out to you guys. Whenever you get stencils, hang on to this paper because it's such a nice rich black color. I really like using these, so I do that often. So I've got this on the page, but what I'm going to put on here today is a triptych. And for those of you who don't know what a triptych is, I ran down and took a picture of this triptych that's hanging in my hall downstairs. This is a gorgeous painting that I got at Target years ago. Excuse me, my picture doesn't look gorgeous, unfortunately. The lighting was not good when I went to take the picture, but it's a beautiful triptych painting of some poppies, and I just absolutely love it. And you can see that it's in 3 panels. Sometimes some of the panels are skinnier, or you know, they can be done different ways, but in this case, they're all the same. What I'm going to do is one where the middle panel is one size, and then the 2 panels on the outside of that are going to be a little bit smaller. And what I'm going to use for that is this piece of painted paper that I made a couple years ago. I was using some dilutions, paints, and using one of these little blender tools. And so I was trying to use up all the paint, and so I was smushing it down onto some different scrap papers and things. And this particular paper that I was using is a label sheet. So there are 3 labels here. I don't know if you can see that well. There's a label in the middle, and there's one on each side. I've already cut it down to the right size for my page. And the reason I did the black, you'll see, is because it looks so gorgeous having all those bright colors. Really makes it pop. So I'm going to be putting these pieces of labels down as my triptych panels. And but before I do that, and I hope I'm going to be able to do it straight, that'll be a challenge for me for sure. But before I put them on there, I'm going to put something on here because I want a focal point. Although this would be beautiful, I could leave it just like this, and it would be gorgeous. But I thought I might want to put some little birds on as silhouettes, and they would be black, which would pop again against the color, and then I think it would look really cool to go on that black sheet. So the little birds that I'm going to use are from this little stencil. I love it. This is a 6x6 stencil from the Crafter's Workshop, and it's called Mini Birds. So there's the number and the name. And I'll try remember, if I don't have this in my Amazon store where I have my recommended products, I'll try and remember to put that in there if it's not there already. But I'm going to take the stencil and get a piece of deli paper here to work on. And I think I'm going to just stick it down roughly on the back with a little bit of this tape, just to hold it still so it doesn't move around because it's a small piece. So I'm going to just stick that here, and then hopefully I'll be able to pull that up pretty well later. Okay, so I'm going to do, there's a set of 3 little birds right here. Let me put the black sheet back. You can see these 3 little guys are here kind of all together. They look like they're hanging out and chatting together, and they're I like the way that they're faced in a couple of different directions, you know, where all of these 3 would be facing the exact same direction. So I kind of liked the way these were laid out. So I'm going to use those 3 little birds, and I'm going to put them on using a Faber-Castell Pitt pen, and kind of drawing them in and coloring them in rather than using paint and, you know, having to do multiple layers to get it nice and dark, because I do want it to be really dark silhouette. Okay, so I'm just going to put one down, and then I'll move the stencil a little bit and do the next one. But you'll see that I'm just drawing around, and I'm going to just use the markers. I've got a brush tip here that I'll probably color in with the brush tip. And while I have the stencil here, I'm going to go ahead and do some of these tiny areas, little small areas that I'm afraid the brush might not be able to go into very well. So I think I'll be able to get that okay. The feet, you know, are a little bit, they're very tiny. So I want to get as much of this going as I can. I may not follow, I may not follow this stencil exactly, but I'm going to get the majority of it here. And if there's more needed that you know, that's not here, I'll draw it in myself if I have to. So this one was kind of skinny there. I want to go ahead and draw that in. I think that's pretty good for that one for now. Okay, so you can see how the little bird's going to be sitting in the on the panel there. Okay, so I got all the coloring done, and you saw that I just drew in some leaves wherever I wanted to place them on the branches, and I kind of want to make this branch come on out this way a little bit. There we go. I like that a little bit better. Okay, so now I'm gonna hopefully be able to put this in place. I'm gonna open this up a little bit. put this in place and hopefully keep it, you know, pretty much centered. I've got a wax China marker, a white one, that I'm going to mark where the, hopefully where the panels are supposed to go, and I believe this will erase off or scrape off because this paper is so slick. This black paper is very slick, so I think I'll be able to keep it relatively straight if I do this. And so let's see, this is about right. And I'm going to peel this one off. And you guys can make it, you don't have to use labels at all. You can just make a picture, an image, whatever, and then just cut it apart. I just happen to have these labels already with the background made, and so that's why I was thinking I would do this. Use these because, you know, I'm trying to use things that I've had sitting around a while. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to leave well enough alone. It's got some areas that probably could be straightened up a bit, but I'm just going to leave it. I like it just like that. So now let me take these off. It's probably not exactly straight, but you know what? We're not going for perfect here. That's the blessing of it all. We're not going for perfect. Okay, I love that. That looks, whoops, that looks so sharp, doesn't it? Like really cool. I love that. All right, so I found a word in the Tim Holtz Chit Chat book, sticker words, and it's imagine. And I think that will be nice for this page. Now, trying to decide, I think I probably want to put it here. So it's a little bit white there, and I think that the black word kind of stands out nicely there. Yep. Sure does. Okay. Just take this pen and go around. Anchor that in there and get those white edges off of that sticker. There we go. That looks really cool. So it's really simple. Simple way to do something that looks really effective, and the bright and the light colors in the back, and then the silhouette on top with the 3 panels. I just think that's really fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see what your triptych looks like. And I'll be looking for those in our Facebook group. And if you're not a member yet, feel free to come over and click to join at on Facebook at Mixed Media Morsels. Okay, everybody, we'll see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks for your patience in me getting this out to you this month. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.